All right, YouTube, I'm back. It's the next day, and I have stained my fence using 5-minute fence stain. This is the dark cedar. Now, this is fresh, so this might be, it's pretty orange, it seems to me. Might be a little more orange than what it will end up drying, so I'll do a another review in about 2 months and let you know how it went. So a couple of quick things. First of all, whenever you order your 5-minute fence stain, so I bought 4 bottles. It's a 257 foot, 4.5 foot tall fence. Now they claim it'll do 100 feet of 6 foot tall privacy fence. My suspicion is that you're probably not going to see that kind of return. So I'd say add 25%. I didn't get quite through with this fence. I got about 60 feet left to do. So I need to buy another bottle and get that finished up. So you do the area calculation, and I needed about 3.75 bottles. I used 4, and I'm going to need a fifth, and I'll probably use most of that fifth bottle. So take whatever their area measurement tells you, and add maybe 25 or 30%. Round up to a bottle, of course. And other than that, it worked actually really slick. It's pretty much as easy as they claim it to be. It goes on pretty even. It's going to be hard to see here on YouTube, but that side I went faster on because I was running low, and I thought maybe I'm just going too slow, and that one didn't turn out so good. So I'm going to have to improve on that. But this turned out really well over here. I'm really happy with how nice and even it came out. I've had 2 neighbors now ask me already. I've been done with it for about 15-20 minutes, and asked me what I was doing and what I was using, and handed them a bottle, an empty bottle, say, hey, go check it out. So I think it's definitely worth what they put into it. I don't know financially how it works out. I think it's about even with what it would have cost me. So it's about $200 with shipping worth of stain, and I can't imagine using a regular stain would have gotten it any cheaper. But yeah, I think it works well. It looks pretty good. It goes on nice and even, and 5 minutes might be a stretch, but I did this whole fence I did 4 bottles in about 35 to 45 minutes, and that seems reasonable. I was had the wife helping me out with the hose to get on the other side of the fence, and I had to go everything from the back. So an ideal situation, sure, you could probably get through a bottle in 5 minutes, but you shouldn't expect that. So yeah, it took about 40 minutes and did 252 feet of fence, and I think it would be very hard pressed to make that happen with roller and paintbrush, and maybe even sprayer. Spray, you could probably make it happen, but if you had everything pre-dilute or pre-thinned and mixed. So I will tell you that their customer service was pretty solid. I actually swapped this out. I had the redwood, and talking to my neighbor, we kind of decided, and I'm glad we made this decision, that maybe that would be a little too dark, a little too red for basically just the overall appearance of the fence, and he's got to stare at it, and it bumps up to his property, so I didn't really want to do that to him. So I was being neighborly, and it turned out to be a really good decision. I'm pretty happy with the dark cedar. It's a little more orange than I would have liked, so maybe even the natural cedar would have been a good choice. But anyway, so I emailed them and asked them if I could do an RMA and swap out the 2. I hadn't used the redwood yet, and they were sure, so they sent me an RMA, and the business day after it got there via UPS, they sent another set. So about 2 weeks turnaround, because I needed to ship it from the day I shipped it to the day I got the return shipment was about 2 weeks, a little less, maybe about 10 or 12 days. But pretty easy process, so they took care of me there. I'm pretty happy about that. So yeah, at this point I'm pretty pleased with it. I'm going to do a little bit of, they say you're not supposed to touch up, but there's some spots that I really missed that are going to get touched up, and it may make it a little splotchy in some spots, but rather have my fence protected than have it looking perfect or something. But it wouldn't look perfect with the splotchy spots anyway. And on that note, definitely buy extra, because you're going to be better off using a little more while you're staining it and while it's wet before it's going to become a problem. It's going to be a second coat and darken the area than what I'm going to have to do here. So, you know, that's I would say buy extra, go a little slower, make sure you get full coverage, and you can't go wrong. I think it'll do really well for you. It did go on super easy. I'm telling you, my neighbors, my neighbor to the west of me actually called a friend of his that he works with and said, you got to come out and check this out. So the next time when I go in and do the rest of the fence with the extra bottle, I'm going to have some spectators checking it out. So pretty interesting stuff. And I would say I recommend it with a few little caveats of the amount that you're going to need and exactly how you apply it. So be careful with that. And other than that, I think it went really well. Oh, and one other factor with those. Okay, so when you start a new bottle, every time I start a new bottle, it would put out some mix, and then it would cough, and then it'd just be water. And then I'd turn off the hose, I'd turn it off, and then I would turn it back on. It'd be more stain, and then, oh, here comes a cedar, I'm sure. Oh, nope, that's a harvester. Hey, harvester. Good old John Deere. Anyway, so it would cough out, and then after you got it going for a little bit, it worked. You know, I'd take it off, I'd turn it off, shake it, turn it back on, and it would be good, and then it'd happen again. So it's frustrating. It's really, really, really frustrating, and kind of irritated me, but I got through it, and it did work. So yeah, I can't really complain other than that. You know, for the most part, it works as advertised, and goes on pretty easy. So you can't get much quicker or easier as far as stain finishing other than hiring somebody. Then that's going to be a lot more expensive. So give it a shot. 5-minute fence, you get a 4.5 stars, I guess. You know, work on your sprayer a little bit maybe with those coughing issues. All right, everybody have a great week, and I'll post another video here in a few weeks and let you know how everything turned out. It was finally said and done, and how it's held up.